Welcome right now, guys. Of course, we're on Football Less. Wow, amazing things happening throughout the country. Boy, oh boy, there's so much football, so much soccer. And I'm sorry if I said soccer because you guys would get stuck in me. And I know the other guy and which guy gets stuck in me about soccer. I'll tell you what right now. Boy, we've got Joe Colosimo from the JPL Victoria. He's the man down there. Of course, he's the coordinator. And, of course, the New South Wales coordinator also. Paul Minute, welcome, gentlemen. Welcome today. And Carlos Bielli from Prana Football, New South Wales. Welcome, boys. Let me start, of course, with Paul. No, I'll start with Joe first. Because, Joe, there has been some phone calls to you from some certain people that it's not very nice what's happened. But the thing is about this is we just want to focus about the positives. And let me say, Joe, when we spoke last time down at Avondale, you said you had about over 300,000 looks at on your page there on Facebook. Has it gotten up to 500 now or what?
No, not yet, Harry. We're just staying consistent with the 250 to 300,000 views, which is our sponsors and our people. Some great leverage across the social media networks, but look, it's been consistent, which has been good. So the JPL is it's almost upon us, and it's now time to start taking those next steps into its inaugural foundation season.
And of course, you must have registered a lot of clubs, and I mean, you must have so many clubs now. Can you talk about them?
Look, we've got some quality clubs that have come on board, and we're really pleased to be able to have them with us in season one. And to be fair, mate, we've got clubs still registering. So from a Victorian point of view, because of the situation that's happening through our state, we're probably, and this is an exclusive for you, I suppose, because we haven't really even discussed it with the other coordinators or JPL itself, but we'd probably be looking at putting Victorian JPL back 3 to 4 weeks. And that's purely because of the clubs that are coming on board late due to whatever reasoning that may be, and we want to try and get everybody on board for the foundation season. So registrations will start in the coming weeks once we finalise the competition through the teams and the age groups, and we'll just keep moving forward.
And we're talking here a lot of clubs. I've heard a lot of people talking in Melbourne that they're happy to come over. Specifically, even you've got academies coming over as well. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a fair few academies. Obviously, the academies can't play anywhere. Can't play with the FFV, and with the FFV tightening their stance and standards around academies and the way that looks like through clubs for season 2026, it's sort of it's good for us. So we're okay with it. We don't have an issue with it. And at the end of the day, we're dual registration. So it's more for the kids and having more games for them, more opportunities, more pathways. And it's basically an opportunity to go somewhere when they turn 18. So at the moment, there's not really any pathways there, and the pathways that may or may not be presented to them is not extremely cost effective to a parent. So we've sort of got to be really, really careful in the way that we market, we package, and we deliver, because perception is extremely important. So we need to be able to get it right in year one. And, we've said it from day one along with Paul. Paul and I have been there since day one. And for us, it's never been about the quantity. It's always been about the quality. So
the quality,
having the quality of the players, the quality of the clubs that are coming over, making sure that we set an affordable standard for parents and players that give them the opportunity to play, whereas they normally wouldn't have that opportunity, whether that be through New South Wales and and Victoria, and obviously Queensland is on board as well. So through the three bigger footballing states.
Let me before we bring Paul on, I want to get Carlos to ask you some questions too, because he's in New South Wales. He doesn't know a lot of stuff, but Paul will say a lot of things too. Carlos, yourself?
Look, I think dual registration sounds good on paper. That I could play on the Tuesday or Wednesday night for the JPL or Saturday, and then go and play for my club on Sunday. But realistically, I cannot see parents forking out to lots of registration. So I would like to have the same chat this time next year, to see how many parents or how many clubs or parents, because mum and dad pay the rego, have paid the lower registration fee for JPL to play at a quality level, and also the additional registration fee to play within Football Victoria. So I would like to have that conversation next year once the numbers are in, because I can't see that happening from a strictly financial point of view. Because JPL is attractive because it's a lower cost base. So if I'm paying $1,500 or say $1,000 to play youth league in New South Wales for, say, the Rhinos, let's call it the Rhinos FC, and JPL is offering me a similar deal for $500, why will mum and dad pay $1,500? So I would like to have this conversation next year to see what was the dual. It worked for the referees because they get two jobs, but I'm not sure it's going to work for the mums and dads at this point in time to fork out $1,500 or more. Your thoughts, Paul and Joe?
I'll give you the Victorian point of view, Carlos, and
yes, please.
And every state is going to be different because it's run differently. So the costs of playing football in New South Wales are a hell of a lot higher than what they are in Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's obviously due to operational costs behind the scenes that mum and dad don't necessarily see. So at the end of the day, they have their specific costings. We have ours down here. So we've already got 3 clubs that have already registered dual.
Okay.
So
right.
I can tell you that already.
Fantastic.
Now, you won't have a club that plays NPL register with the JPL, because that's when your conversation and your argument, for use of a better word, comes into play because of the costing from an NPL perspective. You've got NPL clubs charging anywhere between $2,500 to $4,000 per child.
That's right.
Whereas the JPL is charging probably $1,100 at best, 11 maybe 12, 800 depending on the club and the age group. So your conversation is extremely valid in relation to dual costs. But again, it's dependent on which state. If you're talking about New South Wales, 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. If you're talking about Victoria, I would say you would get a better pickup and take up of dual registrations down here, because
cost base.
Well, cost base for one, but because of the new competition structure that they've gone to, that there's only 25 teams now into NPL, you've got NPL quality clubs that have missed out and want to see a better competition than what the community-based is giving them. Hence where JPL comes in. So are we going to get things perfect in year one? Absolutely not.
No.
Not even close, right? But I think our governance and the way that we manage the competition is about where it needs to be. And there's obviously room for improvement, but we've always said from day one, and I think the first time Paul and I came on Harry's show, we said our competition is all about collaboration between head office, the coordinators and the clubs. It's never going to be, here's what it is, too bad, so sad, which is what it's been since Adam was a boy. Right? So, and that's the beauty of what we've done now, is that we've been able to collaborate with the clubs in relation to fixtures, in relation to nights of when we want the teams to play, in relation to the dual registrations. We've got clubs that have put people on our committee, on our state committees, to do what is in the best interests of the clubs and the kids. Because it's not about the JPL, it's not about Football Victoria, it's not about the clubs. It's about the kids and what we can do for them moving forward, because we haven't been able to do that in the past successfully with the governance model that we've had, whether that be through federations or whether that be through private academies. Hence why we're getting the private academies coming through and registering teams, as well as, your Bundoras, your Mill Parks, your West Prestons, your Maccabi Caulfields, Westgates, all coming through and registering their teams through the JPL, because they see the vision. And it's, as we said, it's not going to be right in year one, right? But if we can get it as close to what we can and make sure that the improvements that we identify are implemented for year two, there's going to be nothing but sustained growth moving forward.
Let me just say one thing to you, Paul. Sorry, Joe and I. It's amazing what you just said. Improvements. Because how many years have people, have clubs been arguing with certain, I can't mention names, certain bodies of the game, running the game in Australia, that they want to see improvements? I have never heard anybody say you're going to improve something. So that's new, because, mate, you know what I'm talking about, hey?
Yeah, I do. But in order to improve something, Harry, you need to identify that it's not right.
Yes.
Right. And when people refuse to identify that things are right, you're never going to need improvement, because you're selling a top quality product.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I would say 75% of these people that we talk about that are within those entities would never have been to a junior match in their lives. Community, I'm talking about, other than state finals that they're sanctioned to be there.
Yes. Let me say one thing.
You can't identify. Sorry, Harry,
No,
just let me finish
right,
with this.
right.
You can't identify an issue if you don't know what it is.
We know the issues in Victoria, but I'll leave it to you guys to improve everything, like some people try to, but they don't for some reason. I think there's too many people running the game, and that's the problem too. So, Paul, what I want to ask you is, mate, it's looking good for you guys in New South Wales also?
Yeah, we've had, just before Christmas, probably about 2-3 weeks before Christmas, we had another 15 inquiries from clubs.
Unbelievable.
And half of them are actual clubs. So we've been pushing the last several weeks to get them on board. And if we did get them on board, we'll be looking at possibly over 20 clubs for the first year.
Jeez.
But at the moment, we've got about 13 clubs who are ready to go. And we're just trying to get these last clubs over the line. And like Joe said, we could be looking at pushing back a couple of weeks. So we had a meeting with the clubs saying, look, if we need to push back a couple of weeks to get these other clubs on board, are they all more than happy? They said yes. And all that means is, like, sometime during the year, we'll play double headers to just catch up those couple of rounds. And
unbelievable.
Yeah, they're all happy about it.
It's fantastic. So
we're all very inundated at the moment.
So before I bring Carlos, I just want to ask you about registered players. So the registrations are working, you're getting the clubs in there. So you've got clubs already signed up, ready to go. Like you said, 13 clubs, maybe 20. Yep. Now, the other point is the grounds. You've got grounds locked in as well?
Yes.
And Joe,
so every
go on.
Yeah.
Go on, Paul.
Yeah, we have. We have, from a Victorian point of view, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So our clubs all have a home field, a facility. So we use them in a home and away format. And we've actually been, since December, we've actually been playing games.
Gee.
So, and we haven't got trial matches next weekend, and all the way through to the start of the season of all the clubs playing against each other. So.
Carlos, yourself, questions for the boys?
To Paul, geographically, where the 12 or maybe 16 clubs where they're coming from? The metropolitan area or outside the Greater Sydney, Paul?
Okay, so the ones that are currently on board, we are 9 of them are in the Sydney Metro, and one's on the Central Coast. One's in Wollongong, one's in Mittagong, and one's in Bathurst.
Wow.
Then we've got the rest of the clubs on board. They're all Sydney-based. So from Windsor all the way to Manly, to Mascot, all around those regions, except for one of them that is close to Canberra. And but we're just working with them and the geographics if what they can do. So
Canberra. Geez, how far are they? You might have to start a new league in Canberra or something. You might have to do something here yourselves. I don't understand. So
Yeah.
the same thing, Paul. Sorry, I'd like to ask you. Referees, you got referees all set up. There's a lot of guys wanting to come in and referee. Have you found that people have come to you that they want to get involved in refereeing and that sort of thing as well? Because they've probably been shut out from somewhere else, but you must be getting a few inquiries.
Yeah, well, we've had a bunch of trial matches going through early December and everything.
Yep.
We've supplied referees. So the good thing is the clubs are actually supplying referees.
Oh, great.
themselves.
Fantastic.
So that is great, and we, as a community, we're just sharing the cost for them. The good thing is that we're starting to get a lot of referees inquire because of the feedback that the referees are giving us. So we have one that go, well, we just been here for 2 weeks doing trial matches, playing here, all different ages, and they go, we've never been abused by one player or one parent. And they go, this is so great. They go, and now the good thing is that the referees, they're actually explaining it to the kids. They pull.
Mm-hmm.
So now we tell the referees, can you explain your decision to the kids as you call on the foul? So we had one the other day where we took one of the most, his name's Ryan. He's one of the best referees that I've ever come across. And he's down there, he blows a whistle, he's like, all right, you'll pull it in here. I let the first one go because he broke free, but then he grabbed him again, then I had to do it. Yeah, and he full explains it. I mean, it's just been really great. And the feedback from the clubs and the parents as well.
Fantastic. Now, Jay, yourself, referees, you've got everybody lined up as well. I'm sure in Victoria, mate, there's a lot of referees that want to referee. They're probably not getting enough go either, so you must have a lot of them coming to you.
We've got an extremely experienced bunch of referees that were no longer getting games last year. So it's very surprising because the 6 that I have are, at the moment are extremely experienced and very well respected within the Victorian football community. So as far as I'm concerned, I think from a 13s and upwards where we have JPL supplying referees, I think we're okay. And the way that we're going to run things through Victoria is these referees will be mentors to the club referees that are doing the mini roos, which I think is extremely important because we don't have enough referees as it is, and for kids or for people that want to take up refereeing, they need to be taught the right way and need to be respected through the club. So if we can give them as much assistance as we can from our experienced referees, without expecting anything in return, which there won't be, I think that's only beneficial to the clubs moving forward, because whether it be JPL or whether it be Federation games through the year, there are so many that aren't refereed because there's just not enough, that we need to give every game, irrespective of what federation it is, the right tools to be played correctly and properly.
Carlos, yourself, come on and speak to the boys, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of things happening, Carlos, I tell you.
Well, it is. I call the JPL the Uber of football because it has brought change and establishment, and people at large do not like change. So how has the attitude of Football Victoria and Football New South Wales mellowed, if they have mellowed, since the idea of the JPL was first floated to them? Paul first for Football New South Wales and then on to Victoria.
Look, it's with Football New South Wales, I think they're just keeping an eye on it. We've got a lot of people in Football New South Wales, mates of mine, and they're like, they're talking about you, but they're just going to sit back now and watch what happens. And that's a great thing. I've heard rumours, but like I said, it's only rumours, and I don't believe it until I see the evidence. But there's letters going around to associations telling them not to participate, or clubs and stuff like that. But that's only rumours. Nobody's provided that. We do have clubs ring us saying, "Oh, we're being told this, we're being told that," and it's just like, well, you know, if you provide us the information that you're being told and send us those emails, then the JPL can actually go into bat for you and look after that. But we haven't got there yet. It's like, I think it's just, things are just going to go for the first year. Then I think year 2, we're already in New South Wales, we have another 9 clubs applied for 2027 on top of all the interest that we've got. So I think year 2 is where we'll probably start getting the hassles from the federations or associations.
Pushback.
Yeah.
Let me say to Paul,
Pretty much.
the other day, Paul, you spoke to me on the phone. There was something you wanted to speak to me about, some new concept that you had as well about states playing states or something in a different way. Was that something you want to actually elaborate more about today, about this new concept that you might have spoken to Joe? I don't know yet.
Yeah, well, we spoke to the state coordinators and we were talking about state v state competition sometime in the middle of the year or something like that, where we let the clubs vote. So on who they're in each age group, who's the best and all that, then we invite them to play state v state little round robin tournament within inside the JPL. So we're still working all the bolts and everything out, nuts and screws about how that's going to go, but that's our plan. So in New South Wales, we've allowed. We're not playing like the NPL system all year round. Like we're playing. We might have a couple of double headers. That's fine. But then, as all of a sudden, Easter. Guess what? Go enjoy it with your family. We come back. We play again. Oh, June, July holidays. Go on a holiday, then come back. So we've allowed time in our schedule during those holidays breaks if we want to play the state, or we can push our season back 1 or 2 weeks closer to the national finals at the end of September, and then go, okay, we can fit a state v state competition here, but we just got to work it all out at the moment.
Joe, that sounds like a state of origin. You would love that, wouldn't you? Victoria versus New South Wales, Queensland. Mate, can you imagine the parents coming on the ground there, and can you imagine the media that would come and see that? Boy, oh boy, Carlos, you can imagine that, Carlos. We'd go to those games, wouldn't we? And we'd get him out there and put him on our platforms. Gee, it's amazing stuff.
Look,
amazing.
The more quality games we have,
yes,
the better for everyone. Better for coaches to test themselves against the very best of each state. Better for the players to come across and have to mark someone who is a super player. So to me, it's a win-win all round.
Fantastic.
And I look forward to how the establishment reacts in 2027 and beyond, because there has to be cohabitation between the two football leagues for the benefit of the game. The cohabitation and working together is what it needs to happen moving forward.
Joe,
you look at. Sorry to cut you off there.
No,
Harry,
you're right.
But you look at, there has to be that we've got to work together, because you look at, like in Japan, you look at it in Europe, you look at, they go, time kids hit 18, those countries have played nearly 10,000 more hours of football than Australia. So this is why I'm a big fan of the dual registration. If little Johnny wants to go and play for that team on the weekend and this team on then Saturday, then Sunday, and get as many games, he's going to develop a lot faster.
Yes.
He's training 2 days a week and all that. All I personally say to people, if you're allowing that, make sure your club has something in place that you're not overburning that player and then injuries and all that type of stuff. But other than that, I don't have a problem. Play more games.
Joe, yourself, this would be amazing if you could do like a state of origin type thing for the kids. The parents would go crazy, mate. And they would.
Look, it is, and that's, as Paul said, that's works in progress. At the moment, our JPL guys here in Victoria, we've got an under-18 team preparing to play the MIC tournament in Barcelona in March, which it's the biggest junior tournament in the world. And our team, as an example, last year our team played Olympique Marseille. So these are the opportunities that are given to our kids and that tournament's by invite only. So we're fortunate enough to have that invite. We've got a team preparing at the moment that will represent our club as well as the JPL because they will be playing JPL next year anyway. So and that team is comprised of 3 or 4 different clubs that some of them are established, well-known NPL clubs that I've got players that are going to play in this team. So they'll get looked at. The kids will get looked at. It'll be an opportunity for them to pursue the dream that they have. And these are the opportunities that we want to give to the kids that aren't given anywhere else. And cooperation is something that's extremely important. It's not as if that offer hasn't gone out. It just hasn't been taken up.
Unbelievable. So let me say, go on, Paul.
I have been reached out. Me and my other business partner in football, who works with me in other aspects of football.
Yes.
We've been reached out. They've been the Thailand Federation has reached out to us.
Wow.
And they've said, "Hey, we've got the Thailand Youth International Cup.
Jeez.
Can you go and bring teams over to that?" So we're in the process of this at the moment. So, and the same thing is we've contacted some JPL clubs. We'll contact virtually all of them and go, "Hey, this is an opportunity, but we're going to allow this to be for the kids outside the JPL as well. You know, those really good kids in community soccer as well. Hey, come on board. They've invited us to put a 15s and a 17s team because that's how they do it over there. And just get exposure. We've got we've already been set up to have meetings with the Thailand Federation. So after the tournament, I'm staying there for an extra few days,
mate. Amazing.
To start trying to get these clubs in the JPL connections through Thailand. And then now they're putting us on. We've got a meeting next week with Japan. We got one with China in a couple of weeks. All about they want Australian footballers.
So let me just say to everyone out there right now watching us on Channel 31 or Aurora TV, this is unheard of about junior football or junior soccer. If you want to talk about, you want to contact these guys, contact me, and to contact Carlos to get in touch with these boys too. Because I tell you what, this is the next step. This is the next evolution of the game, Carlos. And not only that, Carlos, but I heard from one of you guys, I remember, that you got the Nationals coming up in Queensland and the Sunshine Coast. It's been booked as well. Is that right? The Sunshine Coast, mate. What a great place, the Sunshine Coast Stadium, to play their national finals. But Paul and mate, you guys, you got no idea what it's like up there. I've lived up there many years, mate. And what a great day! And of course, you can also play your state teams as well up there too. So that's the other point too. Carlos asked the boys questions about this stuff.
Well, look, I wish you had the JPL for the over 55s,
Yes.
and we'll give
It's coming.
Really? Here we go.
Now, let's back to business. This is a question for both of you because the cost of getting your CBA licenses to coach at the highest level is quite astronomical for many people. How will the JPL assist people who want to get qualified, who want to coach the team that they are involved with, but they haven't got the cash or are struggling to come up with, $15,000, not an unreasonable figure to obtain your B license within, don't know about Victoria, so $15,000 is not an unreasonable amount to spend to get qualified. So how is the GPL in the future looking to assist young coaches who want to be part of the system, who want to be qualified, but do not always have the cash because of family, work, you name it. We all have money issues.
You want to go, Joe?
Oh, I can do it. Look, the JPL from day one has said that they will have assistance in relation to clubs and coaches that want to take up their UEFA licences. They have their affiliations, obviously, with the English FA, the Welsh FA, and they will provide those services in relation to costings and all of the nuts and bolts of each agreement is still being worked through, but it is part of the service and part of the package that the JPL clubs and coaches will have access to those UEFA licences.
Excellent.
And if and when the time comes for a coach to go overseas and do their practical work, they will stay at the JPL offices in England, which minimises cost when it comes to a travel perspective. So that's more than sort of down the road and
Absolutely. Great.
Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that wherever we go to the games in Victoria, we always see these gentlemen, of course, and of course it is Ronaldo right now. Of course, on Channel 31, you got the pleasure to see Ronaldo here on TV, right here on Channel 31. Peter, could you like to ask him some questions?
Oh, Ronaldo,
Yes.
pleasure.
Hey,
nice to meet you.
nice to
first of
meet
all.
you
Nice to
too.
meet
How are
You're
you?
a champion.
Nice
Very
to
good.
meet you.
I'm Harry, that's Peter.
Harry, Peter,
Yeah,
nice to
to
meet
meet
you.
you. What brings you out to Bob Jane Stadium today?
Just came to see the game
See the
with
game
my
and-
mates.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I heard about the game and I came here.
Very nice. Got a beautiful day for it.
Yeah, it's really
Beautiful
beautiful. But
The question is, how does it feel to be a superstar that you are, and you go
it's
all
really
over the world
nice.
and you
It's really amazing.
Oh.
I enjoy it. Like it makes people happy. Everyone
Fantastic,
comes for it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I've also seen you at the Socceroo games, and of course you did a bit of surprise thing at the last year before the. Of course, it was during Saudi Arabia. I saw you
Yeah,
there. I was
and
going to talk to you, but I thought no, because you were very busy with the crowd. The crowd were enjoying you doing your special things. Exactly. And this is the thing, Ronaldo. How do you feel about Australian soccer right now?
Amazing.
You sure?
Really, yeah, amazing.
So what are you here for today for? What are you here?
I'm here just watch this game, and my mate here, like he said, I want you to come. I have a lot of friends. They want to see Ronaldo
Very nice.
and this stuff. And
could there be
Yes,
an
yes.
opportunity of a what they call it when you come out and spend a game or two with one of the Melbourne teams? Special guest.
Yes,
maybe.
yes. Are you going to get to the A-League this year as well? And what about the Australian Championship? Are you going to be at the Australian Championship
Yeah,
to show
100%.
people your
Yeah.
style, your
Yeah.
your moves and everything, Ronaldo?
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna be there and let everyone to see me, and I see everyone.
Well, the Football S Show is always behind you.
Yeah.
Please feel free to come and see us, see Harry, have a chat. It's always nice to catch up with you.
Are you guys support Ronaldo and Messi?
No, no.
Ronaldo.
No. You got this all wrong here, mate. The problem is, you've come here. You're here all the way from Saudi Arabia. You're here,
You're here.
mate. When you're here, you're more popular than Messi. That's the
Messi.
problem.
Yeah.
You see?
Exactly right.
Exactly,
We
more
are
popular than Messi,
Ronaldo.
of course.
We are Ronaldo.
But the thing about this is, the thing about this is, are you going to show some style later on during the game? Are you going to do your moves for the people?
Yeah, later.
Have they organised something like that for you? Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Good.
So we could get it. Go on, Peter.
No,
Go
I was
on.
going to ask, where do you live in? Like, when
Where I
you
live?
come here, you live, I know where you live, but when you visit Australia, you're all over the place?
The Sheraton Hotel.
Or you Sheraton Hotel in Melbourne?
Yeah,
Oh, that's not say that. All the
No,
girls will be there
I
tonight.
live in a Crown Hotel.
Oh, Crown, okay.
Oh, that's better, much better than the Sheraton. That's right.
And
So,
the problem, the jet is broken down.
The jet,
My jet, yeah,
oh no.
is broken down.
So you're
and-
stuck here for a while?
Yeah, for a while.
For a while, you stay. That's okay. We'll have
Yeah.
you. We'll have
we
you.
are blessed. We are
You know
all
what I mean?
blessed. We're very blessed today to have Ronaldo
He's
here,
going to get
guys.
up with a Sui now.
And,
Yeah,
and,
the
let's
camera's
do it.
there.
You have to
And-
do it with me too.
Oh, me!
Yeah, you have
this
to do
guy
it.
here, this guy here is the real
You have to
Ronaldo.
do it with me.
It is amazing. You're going to have to get your autographs here. People around here, if they want the autographs, will can they come with your autographs?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, sure.
He
Do you want to do the suit?
He signs everything and anything. You sign. Yeah.
Do you want to do the suit?
You do it. You do it.
Yes, but
Georgina.
we will.
Georgina.
Yeah, have you seen the ring?
Oh,
Too popular.
How you
Female.
afford
We have to
everything?
let him
man?
talk. He's too popular.
A lot of money. A
Too
lot of money.
popular. Too popular.
Have you seen
Let's
the
do the
Georgina?
suit.
All right, let's do the suit.
Let's
Come
do
on, you
this.
do it. I
Thank
don't know how to do it.
Come and sit down,
Together.
Stephen.
No,
Come and
let's
thank
do
you.
it.
I don't know how to do it.
Let's do it. Let's be careful, boys. You're in the
come
picture.
to, you
Do
come
it. Do it. Come on. It's fine. It's fine.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, afición.
Sí, señor. Obrigado. Obrigado,
Thank you very
signore.
much.
Signore,
Thank you very much.
obrigado.
All the best.
Obrigado, signore. Oh my God,
We'll
man.
see you around during
This
the
is
day.
an absolute
Nice to
amazing
meet you,
day.
guys.
Ronaldo's here at the Lakeside. What a great thing. You people on Channel 31 have got a massive approach here right now with Ronaldo, guys. So the thing about this is amazing here. We want to talk to Ronaldo about the game. Now you've got to sit down, boys, because you're going to cut out in the picture again.
Okay.
And let me just say one thing about Ronaldo here. You're coming to see the games. Do you know some of the clubs at all?
Which club?
That are playing today.
Heidelberg or Dandenong City? Which one do you think?
So which
See that top? See, that's at 6 o'clock. That's at
the
6
one
o'clock. The yellow one. See it?
Okay.
Heidelberg United.
Oh, Heidelberg.
I can see you wearing that
Actually,
in the future.
I know why. I know
I think
why.
I'll go with Heidelberg.
Yeah,
go with
because
Heidelberg.
you know why?
Yeah.
Because they will Al Nassr shirts. Al Nassr,
Yeah.
where you
Hey,
play
boys,
Ronaldo.
how are you?
Of course, boys, you're lucky to be here to see him today, of course. But Ronaldo, absolutely amazing. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome,
coming
brother.
here, mate. What
You're
an
welcome.
amazing
Nice to meet you.
story
Nice to meet
today
you.
to have Ronaldo at the game.
Next time I hope I see in Saudi Arabia or Portugal.
Please.
Yes, you must.
Obrigado. Obrigado.
We'll surprise you. We will surprise you.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right. All
Thank
the
you,
best.
Ronaldo. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome everyone right into football. It's the second part of our show. Of course, we did one part yesterday, another part today, but it's the first time we're doing today the Premier League review with Graham Parker, one of our new hosts, of course, and of course Kenny Wilson. My God, mate, we've got the Scott, the Pom, and the Soccer Psycho today. Of course, that's amazing. What a great name for a show, Kenny, isn't it? The Pom, the Scott, and the Soccer Psycho. Boy, what a great show. It's still football, less whatever. But let me say, what a dynamite game of course, on Saturday night. Watching that game between Manchester United and Manchester City. What a derby, Kenny. What an absolute derby. I tell you what, we all thought that the Manchester City would be the team getting on top. But Michael Carrick's first game as coach, doesn't that always happen when you change a coach, Kenny? All of a sudden the team play well. Have you ever heard that? You've heard that many times, haven't you, Kenny?
Well, it does, mate. But when you've got to go to Old Trafford, there's 79,000 Manchester United fans. You know, it's a big plus. You know, it's a huge plus. Huge plus. And
It was a
No worries.
it was a massive result for Manchester United. Absolutely.
but I think, to be honest, I mean, I keep mentioning this to people when I'm talking. When they sacked the previous coach,
Amarin,
they
yes.
were sitting in fifth. They were fifth. You know, they were 15th last year. He got into fifth. There was obviously some internal issues, and they sacked him. It wasn't like they were sitting in 12th or 14th. So they weren't going that badly, to be honest. They were far. I've got to say, and I'm not a Man United fan, but I have watched a lot of the Man United games this year, and they were dramatically improved on last season. They were a lot better, you know, and they probably never got the credit that they deserved from last year to this year. I mean, the expectation is that Man United's a Champions League team. They should be pushing to win it. Well, they're on a major rebuild. They've certainly not bought well. You know, they've. I mean, I think what in August, or I think they spent close to 200 million on 3 players, and you know, were they worth it? Probably not. But there've been a couple of players that have come good again, you know, at the right time. So, but interesting. You know, Carrick. You know, I loved Carrick as a player when he was at Spurs, and then when he played with Man United. So I'm a fan of his. But you're right, Harry. Normally, you know, you get a moonshine on your first game, and that was a huge moonshine when you play your derby game. But there's a long way to go.
I've never seen
Michael
Graham?
Carrick certainly. Sorry, Harry. I say Michael Carrick certainly outmanaged Pep on Saturday night.
I think they were. I think, to be honest, I thought Man City were poor. I've got to be honest. I thought, you know, Haaland. I think there's quite a few of them just looked off. And fortunately for Arsenal, I think the title was won at the weekend. I don't think any of the teams that you would consider challengers to Arsenal, and by that I mean Man City, Aston Villa, Liverpool and Chelsea, I don't think any of them are showing any consistency to be able to catch 7 points on Arsenal. That's just my opinion.
Let me say to... No worries,
yeah,
Kenny.
sorry.
I want to say to Graham, did you, and of course, Kenny, I have never, everyone out there listening, I have never heard the crowd goes, of course they played at Old Trafford. We know the crowd and everything. I have never heard a crowd stir up Haaland as he's coming off. I have never heard a Manchester United supporters, Kenny, like that. Oh, he's coming off. The screaming, the shouting. The way he came off, Graham, was like it's an embarrassment because you never see Haaland ever. You ever see him coming off ever? It's amazing.
It's a perfect moment when TV actually catches that, because I'm with Kenny and yourself. There's nothing better than actually going to the game yourself and being there live and hearing all the banter in the crowds and all the songs that they sing. And when they actually do catch it on telly, it really does put the point home, and they really gave it to Haaland on Saturday night, which some might say is justified. Maybe he was having a bit of an off day, but I think United really shook him up, and it really opened up the title race now. It's... I think if Arsenal had won and things had carried on, then it might have been a bit more closer for Arsenal to say, yeah, we're nearly there. But after this weekend, and that is the fun and the flavour of English Premier League, it never stops entertaining with all the twists and turns. It's a way of life for me. It's the best.
Kenny,
the interesting thing though. What happened at the weekend is all the challengers lost and Arsenal picked a point up. So they went from 67. So in real terms, Arsenal's now got to lose 3 games. And the second team, which is still Man City, I think,
yes,
has to win all the games. Now, I think is what we're discussing. I don't think any of the teams below Arsenal look as though they're going to string 6 or 7 games undefeated. They just don't look to me as though they would. I thought Aston Villa might have been a dark horse, and then Everton popped up and beat them 1-0 yesterday. So, I just don't see, Liverpool. I don't think, sadly for me and you, I don't think Chelsea have got that. They've just got average age under, about, is it 22, 23. They've just not got the 2 or 3 experienced players that can take them through. When we go two games, we win, we draw, and we lose. Sorry, guys, I'll just get rid of that call. But it'll be interesting, moving forward to see what will happen.
Yep.
Because and also there's a lot of fixtures this week. You've got Champions League on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Yep.
For the big teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, obviously Man City. Then you've got the game on Saturday. I think, off the top of my head, I think Arsenal's got is it Burnley? I think they play on Saturday. I think they've got a reasonably easy game. But then they've got, then they've got the Carabao Cup against Chelsea, haven't they?
Yes, I've got all the games coming up here too.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal have got Manchester United on the weekend.
Okay,
is it Man United?
Let me have a look at that, boys. Right now, got it in front of me. West Ham versus Sunderland, Fulham versus Brighton, Burnley versus Tottenham, Manchester City versus Wolves, Bournemouth versus Liverpool, Crystal Palace versus Chelsea, and Newcastle versus Aston Villa, Brentford versus Nottingham Forest, Arsenal versus Manchester United. That's a big one.
Yes.
And of course, Everton versus Leeds.
That's Arsenal's home game, yeah.
Yep, that's the one. But let me say one thing.
Yeah, it's at the Emirates.
Emirates, yeah.
But let me say, go on.
But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised to see. There'll be a few last minutes because the transfer window shuts next week. Yeah, a week on Thursday. So I think Gia's gone to Man City. I think that's a done deal. When Romano normally goes on social media and says it's a done deal, 99.9% when he says it's a done deal. So you've got to say that the Crystal Palace lad, he'll be at Man City by midweek next week, I would think. I think Chelsea were in the hunt for a couple of players, but I'm not quite sure what the status is at the moment.
There's a defender they're looking at, but they reckon they're pretty close.
And the new coach obviously is coming.
Liam Rosenior has won his first game on the weekend. The thing that shocked me was the Conor Gallagher move to Spurs.
Yeah, I've got to be honest. I'm a Conor Gallagher. I thought he was a. Really
I like Conor. He's a classy player.
I do, but he's a bit like. There's been a few players like that sort of. I mean, when you think, Harry, you're probably not aware of this, but you will be. I mean, Chelsea, we had De Bruyne and Salah, and we gave them away.
Yes, Salah, mate,
nothing.
Salah.
For practically nothing.
Where's he ended up? Oh,
and we've also given whatever Arsenal have done to Kepa.
Yeah.
We need to apply the same type of treatment to Mr. Sanchez, because he had he wasn't too bad against Brentford on the weekend. But earlier on, he made some shockers, which are basic 101 goalkeeping skills.
Yeah.
But watching Kepa for Arsenal, he seems to be like a new man. I don't know what they've done to him, but
I actually think, to be honest, I think the quality of the goalkeeping this year in the Premier League's probably dropped a notch. You know, there's some pretty average goalkeepers, and currently playing, the form is average, but you know their pedigree looks a lot better. But I mean, have to go past really the Spurs goalkeeper, the Arsenal goalkeeper, Man City goalkeeper, really. When you look at them and go, and probably, in fairness, probably the Everton goalkeeper, who's probably just still the England keeper, but yeah, I'm disappointed in some of a lot of the goalkeepers, to be honest. It was always something that I always thought in England. You know, when we had the Schmeichels, you know, I mean, there's so many of them. They were, you know, they literally won games for you. You know. And unfortunately, we've got this playing out of the back. I mean, Harry will tell you. I mean, my pet hate is that the goalkeeper gets more touches with his feet than the centre forward.
Come out. Yeah.
You know, I just really, you know, and I watch it and I think to myself, you know, really, you know, they've sort of got this thing to say we can't go route one anymore. Do you remember our day with Drogba? I mean, Mourinho used to play 4-5-1, right? And they'd go that, and as soon as they saw Drogba had isolated someone, bang, go get it.
The ball was at his feet.
Absolutely.
Forest are playing Brentford on the weekend.
Well, that's a cracker.
Yeah. Oh,
that's going to be a good game.
I mean, I want to get through the points here on the Saturday 24th this week, 11:30 p.m. West Ham versus Sunderland. Sunderland, I think West Ham might have that one.
Well, Sunderland are certainly the form team of they two.
I like Sunderland.
Yeah.
So
weren't they one of the first teams from years ago that won the FA Cup that was a non-league team? Was it Sunderland?
They did. Ian Porterfield scored for Sunderland. They beat Man United. They beat Man United. Ian Porterfield scored the 1-1-0. I think that was 76 or 75.
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Yeah. And I remember the goal. It's in my. I could just see it because the striped shirts and because Sunderland are huge. I mean, the east of England, you know, the northeast. You know, Newcastle and Sunderland are massive clubs. You know, if they're successful, they can get 50,000, 60,000 comfortably.
St James's Park. St James, mate, that ground is unbelievable. Unbelievable when it's full, Kenny. I've seen the supporters go, oh, really? How did you play against those? That's those supporters. Jesus.
Yeah, I played for I mean, Rangers. It was a charity game, Rangers against Newcastle. I played there in 1974. But they've extended it since then. So they've actually made it bigger. But I think
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
40, 49
Mate,
or
that
50
ground's
now.
unbelievable.
Used to be 30, 32 or 33.
Unbelievable ground.
And they're talking about doing it again.
Gee.
Yeah, Newcastle play Villa on the weekend.
Oh, that's a massive game.
Yes,
That's
yes.
going to be interesting.
And let me tell
massive.
tell you some of the games here this week. It's really funny, isn't it? Because you got Monday games. You got about four Tuesday games. You got a few Monday and Tuesday games.
Well, you got the next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, you've got the Cup, the Carabao Cup.
Okay. That's probably why. Okay. So all these different dates from Saturday to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There's one game on Tuesday. So there's also the game tomorrow as well between Bournemouth and, of course, we spoke to Brighton.
Played Saturday, Tuesday this week.
So
They've
what
got
we've
Champions League
Saturday.
tomorrow night.
yes.
They've got Saturday League and Tuesday Carabao Cup.
Yep.
That's
So
a
there's-
pretty hefty schedule.
Yeah,
It is.
You got one game on this, only one game on Saturday, one game, and then there's Sunday the 25th, Sunday 25th, Sunday 25th, Sunday 25th, Monday 26th, Monday 26th, Monday 26th, Monday 26th, Tuesday 27th. Yeah, so gee, that's really out of the weekend.
The reason being, what happens is the Champions League teams, because we've got so many teams in the Champions League,
That's why.
so they have to try and give the Champions League teams, rather than play them, they play Tuesday or Wednesday or even Thursday. They need to give them till Sunday, if they were playing. So
Bit of a breather.
Bit of a breather.
So
yeah.
Time to
Before they-
prepare.
Before we finish tonight, I want to get your what sort of results we're going to get this week. I'm going to ask you, Graham, first. West Ham, Sunderland.
I'm always going to want West Ham to lose, so I think it's going to be Sunderland. I think it's going to be about 2-1
Kenny,
to Sunderland.
I agree. 2-1.
Fulham, Brighton, Graham.
Ooh, that's at the Amex Stadium, and Brighton can really turn it on down there if they get a good crowd. I think Brighton, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 0-0 or 1-1 draw.
Kenny.
I'll go 2-2.
Okay, Burnley. Now here we go. Burnley, Tottenham. Do you think number one, the nail in the coffin? Nail in the coffin. That's it. You think?
Yeah, my over 45 team would beat Burnley, so I've got to go Tottenham.
Kenny, I'm surprised as a Chelsea supporter. I cannot go Tottenham.
I know.
I'll be barracking for Burnley. I want a 2-1.
So, boys, Manchester City versus Wolves. I mean, lucky if they get 7 or 8. 7 or 8 in there, I think.
3-1.
2-1, really?
3-1.
3-1. Graham?
Yeah, I think 3-1 or 4-1. I think City, if Pep gets them into the right state of mind.
So Bournemouth.
It could be a goal bonanza.
Bournemouth, Liverpool. Graham first.
That's going to be at Anfield.
Yes.
I think Liverpool. I think 3-1.
Kenny.
Yeah, I agree. I think 3-1.
Crystal Palace. Now, boys, you're the Chelsea boys.
Oh.
Are you going to go against them or you're going to go with them? I don't even know. You got here Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Geez, this is going to be, oh boy, danger game.
Look, there's a lot of talk going on behind the scenes, if you believe the tabloids and all the social media, as to what's going on at Chelsea. Crystal Palace just got knocked out the FA Cup by Macclesfield, a non-league team. So that's going to be a bit of a dent in their armour.
A mate of mine owns Macclesfield.
Ooh,
Friend of mine.
All right.
Andy Scott's Andy Scott's a main shareholder there, and his brother.
He's a happy man.
Very happy. Yeah,
I bet he is.
They've got is the big centre half that used to play with Arsenal and Tottenham. Is he the coach this year? I think he is. I used to play for England, centre half.
At Palace?
No, he played for Tottenham and Arsenal. Big black, and he played for England, centre half.
not.
No.
He went from Tottenham to Arsenal, and the Tottenham fans absolutely hated him. I think he's the coach.
Okay. I think just Chelsea v Palace, I think it's going to be a tight game with Liam Rossonero new at his post with a new team. I'm going to go 2-1 for Chelsea.
Kenny, yourself?
I'll go 3-1 with the possibility of a new signing before the kickoff.
Yeah.
Newcastle versus Aston Villa, Monday at 1 a.m. Jesus.
Ooh,
Newcastle at St James's
that's
Park. St James's.
No, it's a Villa, isn't it?
Is it?
1-1.
Arsenal.
1-1.
I think it's at Villa.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's at the Villa ground.
So what do you think, Graham?
I think Villa have had their moments this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I don't think there's going to be a winner.
Okay. Brentford versus Nottingham Forest. Kenny, you go first here.
I think that's another draw. I think that's a 0-0.
Well, this is the match of the round, I think. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Oh boy, the improvement this week could take them over the line. Graham, what do you think?
I'll go Arsenal 2-1.
Really, Graham?
Yeah, I'd like to see it the other way around. I see Manchester United 2, Arsenal 1.
And of course, the last game, Tuesday the 27th at 7 a.m. Oh, we should be getting up for that one. Everton versus Leeds United. Kenny?
Oh, I think Everton 1-0.
Okay, Graham?
Leeds have some moments sometimes, and I think Everton 2-1.
Okay.
I think Leeds are going to get done.
No problem. Well, guys, thank you for joining me tonight.
You know what?
Yes.
We've upset Alan. We had the Leeds United physio, who's a friend of mine.
Yes. I remember very well. Alan Sutton.
The fact that we're punting against Leeds, he won't be happy.
He's watching this show. I tell you what, mate, unbelievable. Boys, thank you for doing that. This is our first show during the Premier League. Please say something, boys, if you have to, before we finish.
Any complaints from Leeds supporters, just please send your emails directly to Harry.
They're going to blame me. Everybody blames me. Everybody gives me all the bad stuff anyway. I don't care. I just see, that'll go. Kenny, thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully, guys, this is our first Premier League show.
Lovely talking to you, boys.
Many years ago, we used to have the Premier League show on SBS, guys. We're going to be doing it right now. And hopefully, next week when we do it, guys, we've got some massive reports for you as well. And, of course, Graham Parker, Kenny Wilson, thank you, boys, for joining me on Football Less. Thanks for joining me. Keep watching, guys. More things happening. Thanks, guys. Thank you.